We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vì thứ pháp hội cập nhật thiết chúng sanh, thịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đắc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one. Nam mô Sa Đan Tô Sư Chế Đô Ye A La Hư Đi San Mèo San Pu Tô Xế. Nam mô Tăng Đắc Tha Tô Già Đà Già La Hà Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one true and actual principles. Wu sheng 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 wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zao yu wo jin jie wen de shou qi yuan jie ru lai zhe shi yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Ching Liak, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors, Emitofuo. Chư Phật Bồ Sát, Chinh Liang Ta, Sư Sư Phụ Sang Rần, Cơ Wei, Chư Cha Rần, Cơ Wei, Sang Chư Sư, Emitofuo. Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại Sư Thượng Tiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện sư tất cả Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 24th of May 2024. We're here to go forth to continue discussing the prologue to the Avatamsaka Sutra. This is a work from Great Master Ching Liang, which is an overview of the Flower Adornment Sutra. And this is the king of the sutras in Buddhism. This is the highest level of wisdom. It's funny, he says highest level of wisdom. Actually, what it does is kind of strange. The sutra itself, she's here? Oh, now we have two apples that go for us. So it's funny, it's considered to be the highest level of wisdom in Buddhism, and what it is actually are the description of the universe as the Buddha sees it. The Buddha has the highest level of wisdom according to Buddhism, so he sees the entire universe and he describes it, what's going on in the universe. So it's sort of like watching a universal movie. Okay, and so that's the nature of the Flower Adornment Sutra. Also known, its Sanskrit name is Avatamsaka Sutra, and so this sutra is humongous, and that's why it's it's only transmitted in a tiny, tiny subset, which is considered to be a representative of the entire sutra contents. Meaning what? It means that if you study this, even the shortened version of the Avatamsaka Sutra, that contains the entire wisdom of the Buddha, and therefore you're not missing anything at all. You get the same exact benefits as if you were to read the entire sutra. So this is kind of cool. This is very, very Buddhist. And so the short version here transmitted to us, hello, thank you, to first transmitted from India to China, and then from China to the US by Great Master YongHua. And so another new thing in Buddhism was that Master YongHua is one of the rarest patriarchs, Chinese patriarchs, who would talk about the sutra, because most patriarchs would not touch it with a 10-foot pole. It's very, very difficult to explain. And not to explain, but the most difficult thing about this sutra is that when people ask questions, you know how to answer the questions. So that's why the patriarchs, the previous patriarchs knew better, and so they would not even touch this sutra. And Master YongHua spent 10 years explaining this sutra, and he went as often as 5 times a day, an hour and a half to 2 hours each time, just so that he was able to finish in 10 years. Okay, it's a lot of work for him, so we should be very grateful for him to give this kind of gift to us. Okay, and there's no way, I tell you right now, there's no way I can finish it. So I'm content with talking to you, keeping you busy on Friday night instead of you going out there and causing problems. We keep you here and try to entertain you. And so traditionally in Buddhism, at least what I learned from a Chinese, where I learned from my Buddhism from my Chinese people, Chinese language, Chinese Buddha Dharma, is that traditionally the Buddhist disciples, whether in China, whether in Vietnam, and so forth, they, when they attend sutra lectures, they're supposed not to get much. They're supposed to walk away with all these Buddhist jargons where it's just way over their head. And they say, wow, the Dharma Master has so much wisdom. It is true in a sense, because what we try to do with the sutra lectures, number one thing we're trying to do with you is help you plant the seeds of wisdom. How do you do that? By through your ears. We speak the Dharma, and so that the sound goes through your ears and plants the seeds of wisdom that will be like farming, will sprout in the future. Okay, so that's why we're trying to do this. So even though most Asians, when they attend the sutra lectures, they don't get much immediately, but if you speak the concepts, the principles, okay, it's considered that you've done your job. Okay, and so that's traditionally what happened. So that's why Master YongHua was the only, well, there were very few monks who would spend time explaining so much the Dharma in using simple languages, whereas the typical monks or Dharma master would explain the Dharma in using a lot of jargon. So instead of when they explain a Buddhist jargon, they use more jargons to try to explain it. And therefore, your confusion multiplies. Okay? And Master YongHua was the only monk I know of that I had the pleasure of meeting and listening to and taking as my teacher. He's able to explain the Dharma in simple words. Okay? What it means is that you are getting the same quality, but because of the way he explains sutras, your seeds will sprout a lot faster than the others. My personal belief. Okay? I have no proof. I have to wait until you die, and the next lifetime, see what happens to you. So by then you would want nothing to do with me. Okay? So I feel that Master YongHua's explanation of the sutra is fabulous. It's just the best wisdom seeds you can have. Okay, so we try to do the same thing. I am not interested in explaining the entire sutra. It's too much. I don't have that kind of wisdom. I explain sutras in order. My purpose is different from Master YongHua. Master YongHua, my Chinese teacher, his reason for explaining sutras was to lay the foundations for the future generations. You know, like when you build a shed or even a small house, you start first with the foundation, okay? You lay the concrete foundation, and then you build the frame, okay? It's called framing, okay? So that's very important. And that's what he did. He built the foundation, he laid the frame, so that the frame, I see it, is pretty high, you know? It reaches up, very high up there in the sky, okay? And so that's what he did. And then because of that, many of his disciples were able to get up there. Okay, and so, but my interest is not building the foundation. My interest is using his foundation, the foundation he built already, to help you reach higher than his disciples. I'm competitive, very American. You know, if you're here, I want to be higher than you. Okay, I try to be. That's so American. Okay, you Asians are okay. When I first started, I always said, I really admire Master YongHua, his predecessors, Master Xu Yun. So I said, if I could reach I would never go past Master Xu Yun out of respect for my teacher. Okay, that's so Asian. Okay. And as I got older, I relaxed and I said, I should go higher than Master Xu Yun, and my disciples should go higher than Master Xu Yun. Why not? Okay? Wisdom is yours. Who am I to restrict your wisdom? So my interest is to help you reach higher level of wisdom, and you have. So I don't know what else to do now. I should retire. So my explanation of prologue here is kind of fun in a way, because it's too much, okay? So I feel what's useful in that it gives us an overview of the entire Buddhist teaching, how it's classified and so forth. And it takes Master Ching Liang, it's great wisdom to be able to see that, to be able to understand the Buddhist teaching, the sutra itself, and then look at it from the lenses of the older masters, how the Buddhism was taught in India, and then later transmitted to China. Okay, so it's a nice thing for us. The advantage of us going through this, I'd rather do something else, but since there's always contrarians in our temple, and to show the people that we are not afflicted by that, we explain it anyway. and so is one advantage to doing this, though, as I see, is that many of you have good samadhi and have high level of samadhis and wisdom, but you'll be very easily flustered if people come and in Vietnamese, "Thọ kỷ bánh xe." I don't know how do you say that, huh? Hey, Chinese, half Chinese, half Vietnamese person. How do you say that in China? What's the equivalent Chinese version? Yeah, "Thọ kỷ bánh xe."
Master, I don't know.
You don't understand Vietnamese?
No, not
The Bánh Xe is like, sounds like a meal. Okay, a meal you go to Vietnamese restaurant, but it's not. Okay, it has its concept, but the wheel is spinning, and you take a stick, okay, and you stick it through the wheels to cause problems. Okay, and so that's what it is. So what happens is many of you, when you start lecturing and teaching, there will be many well-read people. Chung Yin Xin pay attention. They read a lot. They're bookworms, and so they would come to the temple and then look at you and they size you up and they say, "I'm going to give you a hard time." They ask you a question, okay? They raise their hand, ask you a question, and they throw these words at. For example, marklessness here on slides 853. Marklessness. What is the doctrine of marklessness? Okay, and so forth. And just because you sit up here. Okay? And so you be flustered. So one of the advantages of us going through here is many of you monks and nuns or lay people will not be flustered. You heard it before. No one gets it. It doesn't matter. Okay? The people who ask you don't get it. You don't get it. It doesn't matter what you say. But don't be flustered. Okay, we lost one person already. Okay, so just listen. And so traditionally, the monks and nuns, they know this, so they throw things at you. They throw jargon after jargon after jargon. At the end, you stand up and you're confused. They're confused, you're confused. So to me, it's not a good use of your time. So traditionally, my peers and my Chinese teacher, they restrict your questions to 5 minutes, maybe 10, okay? Because they don't like questions. I do exact opposite. I love questions because then I can see where you're stuck and how to help make a good use out of your time. Because the thing is that you sit there and you listen, even you read this, it has incredible benefits I cannot quantify for you, okay? And it's so beneficial that I know in the future, not this lifetime, I know that already. In future lifetimes, if we meet again, you'll be very nice to me. You'll be very grateful, okay? Now, I understand, okay? I don't expect much. Okay, and so these seats are incredible. Let me tell you, this is why these monks are doing this. Now, but to me, if you wait for too long, that's unfortunate. So I try to give you a lot of time so that I can relate the principles to your level of understanding so that you can use it, because that's what Buddhism is about. We hope that when you listen to this, and if it makes sense to you, you try to use it in your daily life. That's what it's about. When I studied Buddhism, I found Buddhism to be so helpful in solving my daily problems. You wouldn't believe it. I don't know about you, but I have so many problems, and somehow listening to the Dharmas, the sutras and so forth, meditating, helped me come up with solutions I could not think of before. It gave me a peace of mind and the courage to keep going, you know. And so I find that by giving you more time, giving people more time to ask questions, they feel more comfortable, and it helps them appreciate Buddhism or make good use of the time. That's all. Okay, so that's why. Feel free to ask any questions. There's no stupid questions until I say so. Okay, I only say so because I don't know how to answer your stupid question in a way that makes sense to you. So I give up. But I try not to say it, okay? Not that often have I done it. Not very often, right? maybe a few times the last like 18 years, because a few people irk me. So I say, that was you so stupid. I mean, a stupid question. Okay, so feel free to ask, okay? Don't worry about it. At the end, JC question, go ahead. And we know to gap and talk back and forth and never go into the sutra for an entire session. As long as you have questions, we try to answer you. Go ahead, JC. How different it looks nowadays, huh? Hey, you used to look so depressed. Am I correct? Hey, K-people, K-pop and K-moms. Huh? He looks so depressed. Now look at him, he's smiling like he's ready to, like he has 2 or 3 girlfriends already. Go.
만약에 제가 진전하면 채권자도 같이 진전하는 건가요?
If I progress, then does my creditor also progress?
Good question. He's talking about creditor, meaning karmic, the people you owe some karmic debts to. What are karmic debts? Karmic debts are, for example, you go out and you see a needy person, you pick a bill out of your pocket, let's say $5 bills. It doesn't buy much nowadays, not even a burger, right? Yeah. You pick a $5 bill and give it to him, okay? Out of goodness of your heart, okay? So that gift right there, if that person receives it, that person now owes you $5 plus interest until it's paid. Is it clear? So whatever act of giving and goodness you do, it's never lost. It accrues. The interest compounds, even better than Warren Buffett's investment advices. If I were you, if I were Warren Buffett, I say, invest in giving. Okay, it's better than investing in stocks. But anyway, I'm just Buddhist. Okay, so that person who takes it from you, whatever you help someone accepts it, that person owes you a debt of gratitude on top of the value of the help they received. Is that clear? That's cause and effect in Buddhism. That's fundamental. No one can change it. Is that clear? Okay. Similarly, if you hurt someone, let's say someone comes in late and you don't like it, you hit them on the head and say, "What do you think you're doing?" Okay? And it hurts that person. And that person becomes kind of cuckoo gaga. Okay? That pain and suffering there, you owe that person. And again, that pain and suffering compounds until you pay it back. Is that clear? So that each one of us, including you and me, we all have karmic debts. Yes? If you believe in reincarnation, we take a new body. Every time we die, a new body. That's called reincarnation. It's fundamental to how we transmigrate in life, okay? We change bodies after we die, and so forth. And so if you believe in that, then the next lifetime or next chance they have, they will come at you and collect. That's called karmic debts. And that's what he's talking about. So we use the word creditor, which is not Buddhist. It's English, okay? Creditor is a person that you owe to, whether it's a good debt or a bad debt. You still owe them, okay? The good debts, they will try to pay you back, okay? Because it's to their advantage to pay us back. Otherwise, the interest keeps on accruing. Doesn't go away. contrary to what worldly people like to believe. They steal from you, thinking as long as no one knows it's okay. No, if you steal from me, the interest accrues until you pay it back. Is that clear? On the other hand, so he's referring, the creditors are the one that you owe to. Okay, he's worried about that. Okay, because it makes sense. Because if people help you, like many of my disciples are so helpful that no matter what I say or do to them, beat them on the head, yell at them, abuse them, they still come because they owe me. Who cares? Okay, so but on the other hand, the creditors are the ones that will stop us from getting what we want. Okay? So he's asking, when we practice, we invariably, as you practice jhana or practice the spiritual path, whatever you do, you will invariably, you follow instruction, you will improve. Okay? So that's assuming you are right here. And your creditors are the ones who are stopping you, part of your struggles, like not just cultivation, but life as well. Okay? Your daily life, you have creditors who are obstructing you. Okay? The people you owe to, and they don't want you to get out of their range, so therefore they come obstruct you. Okay? And so think of, for example, children. You said, I want to go meditate. And they say, Mom, can I go play? Can I go to school? So now you can't go do your things. So your children, most of them are your creditors. Okay? And so his question is that, with these creditors, okay, they're here. You're here, they're here, making sure you stay put. Okay? So what we try to do in Buddhism, we're smart. He said, okay, here you are. I know where you are. Okay? So if I go up here, okay, what happens? His question, what happened? Do they go up with me? Or what happens to them? Am I correct? Wow. Yeah. No wonder he's so happy. Only I understand what he's talking about. He asked one question, I spent half an hour explaining that, what he's asking. Okay? Yeah, anything else you'd like to add? Okay, boys and girls, you always do that. Anything else I'm missing? Anything else you'd like to add? No? No, okay. No. So, again, you're here, he's here. He says, if I meditate, I'm improving. What happens to my creditors? Yes? Okay. Answer is, anyone knows? Master O. Abbott, what do you think?
Con nghĩ mình lên cao hơn đó thì mình có thể hồi hướng cái phước mình cho người ta thì cũng như mình trả bớt một phần.
Okay, very good. Anyone else? Master Z, would you like to say anything? Show me what you understand. You know where I'm going next.
Master, I think they are still following us.
They still follow you. You must be depressed. Okay, next. What do you think? The youngest abbot. You know, she has a title, youngest abbot.
I think that the next level creditors will come.
Very good. Excellent. Okay. So show the picture for you. Here you are. Okay. This is you. And someone will try to stop you. Here, your creditors are here. He said, I want you to pay back. Okay, you cannot skip town. But you manage to skip town, okay, here's what happened to your creditors. They're still at this level. This is why samadhi level is very important. This is their range. They can only go up this range. This is the highest range they can go up to. So they can no longer reach you. Okay? So usually, and that's most of them, there's some of them who can still reach you. But if they reach you, they have to bring up the obstruction at this level. So the bad news is that you still have obstructions. Okay? Okay? The good news is that these people, most of them will be gone because they cannot shoot at you anymore. It's like you way too high. So the missiles, it goes up and then it drops down because it cannot reach you anymore. Okay? Yeah, level is here. They used to reach you like this. But now, because you're higher, now they fall down. Okay? So most of your creditors will be left in the dust. Now you see the motivation of why they work so hard to make sure you do not skip town. You cannot go up. They try everything. They throw the kitchen sink at you to make sure you don't go up. Because once you go up, most of them cannot reach you anymore. That's what we call skipping town. Okay? But at every single level, you still have the people who can reach you. Okay? So these level of creditors are here, but when you get to the next level, there's another level of creditors who can reach you. Okay? However, the good news is that these people are actually not as coarse as a lower level. Okay? So for example, let me be specific. At this level, for example, your creditor might be a ghost of depression. He says, don't touch me, don't talk to me. I don't feel like getting out of bed. Any of you? Yeah. In the morning you get up, I don't feel like getting out of bed. That's your ghost of depression stopping you so that you don't do anything. You can't do anything. Is that clear? Okay? It happens to so many of you that no one talks about. In the morning you get up, I don't, the French like, aujourd'hui j'ai le cafard. Today I feel depressed. And when I was younger in my generation, it's such a cool thing. You have le cafard. You have mild depression. It is so cool. So I call my friend, I know we're supposed to get together today, but aujourd'hui j'ai le cafard. And my friend, I understand. Next time, okay? I envy you. How can you have le cafard and I don't have le cafard? So that's what they do to you. And okay, or worse said, in some people, they say, don't touch me, don't talk to me. Okay, that's much worse. Okay? And so that's this level here. Next level, when you move up to this level, you improve. Your depression now takes the form of, why does he yell at me? I didn't do anything. Why is he so mean to me? So you don't run away. This level you run away. This level you bitch and moan. You see? The next level, it gets better. Next level, gets better. This is why. That's the only way, real way for you to deal with those issues. Okay? Does it help? You look too happy. I'm not used to this. Yeah, look at he's smiling. That's nice. Okay, go ahead. I feel depressed now.
별로 행복하진 않고 높게 올라간다는 얘기가 삼매가 높다는 얘기인지 지혜가 높다는 얘기인지 궁금합니다.
I'm not that happy.
And my question is, the going up, does it mean that the level of samadhi increase or the wisdom increase?
Both. I explained earlier in the trance session that we spend an hour sitting with you to help you increase your samadhi, spend an hour talking to you to increase your wisdom. So that as soon, I didn't explain this, I didn't do a good job explaining the last hour. You're here, we sit with you, and so when you move up to this level, then your wisdom will naturally go to this level as well because of the way we train you. Okay? Buddhists only. Don't ask me about the non-Buddhists and all the Buddhist things. I have no clue what they do. Like my master, I don't know what he does with his disciples. DTT comment.
Master, so my question is that, so when we improve, so we don't have to pay the debt?
You're so cheap. God. It's like I skip town. Do I still have to pay? You still have to pay. You are so Vietnamese. You guys who love to skip town and not pay, right? So I don't have to pay, right? I'm no longer in Minnesota. No, you still have to pay accrued interest. It's still accrues interest until it's paid off. Okay? Yeah. But when you get higher, you have more blessings. So, this is nothing now. This is nothing. It's not that big deal of a deal anymore. Okay? No worries. It's like, here, let's say you have 1 billion at this level. Up here, you have 10 billion. So what if you owe 100 million? Who cares? I have 10 billion. That kind of thing. It's no longer affect you as much. Okay? It's still there. So then you look at them and say, go ahead, accrue interest. Okay? Because I'm still going up. Accrue. Okay? Yes, you too. Okay, no, you too. South Carolina.
Check. Okay. Question from Empty Mirror. Emitofuo Master, you regularly talk about how Buddhism helps us get relief from suffering. In the Shurangama Sutra, the Buddha asked Ananda, what were the outstanding characteristics which you saw in my Dharma that caused you to suddenly cast aside the deep kindness and love found in the world? Can you talk about what in Buddhism motivates you to leave the deep kindness and love found in the world?
Repeat. Okay.
Empty Mirror asked, Master, you talk about how Buddhism helps us get relief from suffering. In the Shurangama Sutra, the Buddha asked Ananda, what were the outstanding characteristics which you saw in my Dharma that caused you to suddenly cast aside the deep kindness and love found in the world? Can you talk about what in Buddhism motivates you to leave the deep kindness and love found in the world?
You have to ask that question to someone who's left the worldly love. I haven't. I'm still here with you. You're so... Okay, so I'm not a good authority to answer that question. Next.
Question from Cordelia Lee. Emitofuo Master, I've been asking Evan to sit in full lotus for 30 minutes and recite mantra before he goes to bed. Initially, he cried because his legs hurt, so I have to praise him to do it every night. He might not sit 30 minutes, but he said he does sit. Should I continue to praise him, or is this stroking his ego? Otherwise, may I continue to encourage him?
Yes, you may continue to encourage them, but don't overdo it. This is her kids, right? Evan, right? Yeah?
Yeah, yes.
I couldn't hear you. Okay. So as far as your kid goes, I would encourage. I would do trade-off. If you suffer, okay, doing this, then I will give you some candy, some rewards. Okay, and the idea is for them just to get the skills and get the training. Eventually, when they get older, then you can teach them differently. At this stage here, we should associate these types of training with some rewards. It's transactional, if you will. Okay, that's why I would do for younger children. Okay, until they understand, until they can be motivated. Okay, without bribery, and then you can switch. Am I making sense to you? Because younger kids, you have to bribe them to do things they don't want, and it's a small price to pay. To me, I'm perfectly willing to do that. Okay. Let's see. Also, there's lots of questions. Let's go to JMT. We come back to you, South Carolina.
와서 질문이 있습니다. 진전을 해도 사실은 그 다음 진전한 상태에서 그 다음 레벨의 채권자들이 우리를 기다리고 있다면 제 질문은 그럼 채권자들로부터 완전히 자유로워지는 단계는 부처가 되거나 또는 정태에 있거나 그 두 가지 방법인 건지 채권자들로부터 완전히 벗어날 수 있는 것은 어떤 것인지를 질문드립니다. 사무님 되셨어요?
Master, so even if we progress out, the other creditors are waiting for us, then what's the state that we are free from all the creditors? Is it Buddha or going to the Pure Land?
Never. Next. You know, she's coming from the perspective where she wants to be free from creditors. I'm coming from the opposite end. I want creditors. I want them to pursue me because it saves time. You understand? The nature of those creditors is that if we owe them, which we do, okay, we all do have creditors. Usually, they're like banks. They send collection agencies after you and stuff like that. And so let them pursue us. That way I don't have to look for them. I want them to pursue me. Okay? So that way I can help them. I can save them and help them end worldly love. Okay, so now that I'm in a better mood, I understand the question better. Let me answer the first question on YouTube. It says, how do you end worldly love about Shrangama something, Shrangama Sutra or something? If you ask me in a very American way, okay, I know you expect me to give you Buddhist things, but I'm going to give you American thing. Why you want to end worldly love, whatever he's talking about, okay? People do it because it's better. They're happier. I don't know about you. I'm doing this because I like it more than the other stuff, to be honest with you, okay? If that means to give up certain things, there's a price to pay, okay? And specifically, when you talk about in that sutra, where Shrangama Sutra, where the Buddha says so-and-so, when you give up worldly love, let me tell you, you will get much more back in return. So you give up one, you're getting back a huge number. Let me give you a number, maybe 10,000. So you're much happier. In other words, little thing you're giving up right now, little worldly thing you're giving up, comfort, money, food, worldly love, what you're getting back, okay, is that you'll be able, two things, you'll be able to experience far greater happiness, number one. Okay? Number two, and this Buddhism is not slavery. You still can choose. You know, a lot of enlightened people, at level of enlightenment, they're so happy, they choose to go back and to worldly love, like Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is enlightened, and he chose to come back to his life. Now he's on to how many wives now, huh? People? 2. That proof to you right there. You have choices. You can he can be like us, okay? But he says, no, I'd rather have a woman. 2 women, actually. You see? So, you better off. Yes, Wei Mao. Far better off. And that's why they're doing it. They're not stupid. If they give up whatever they think they're giving up and they take a loss, then you would call Buddha Dharma stupidity, wouldn't you? Huh? Why would you do it if it's for stupid reasons? You do it because it's beneficial, folks. Not just 1 to 1, but 10,000 to 1, just to be conservative for you.
Master, how do we do that?
How do you do that?
How do we find love that beneficial, and at the same time we can cultivate the Buddha Dharma?
Get to Warren Buffett level. Anyone else? Macho Nacho.
Emitofuo Master, so if, for example, someone owes to us, is there a way to forgive them the debt? So we are not going to be their creditors anymore?
I would never do that.
Why?
Why should I give up what you owe me? It accrues interest, compound. Are you crazy? Don't do that.
But if we don't want to stop them we don't want them to stop cultivating, we want to help them.
You can help them, but they still owe you. That's possible.
Okay, thank you, Master.
Ask him, have you figured out how to forgive the debt someone owes you? Very simple. There's a parallel. Okay? Let's say you're a poor country. It happened right now. Let's say you're a poor country in the continent of Africa. And I'm Chinese. I want to build a Silk Road all the way through to you. Okay? And since you're poor, I loan you money. Okay? At the prevailing interest. Okay? And after a while, you can no longer pay the accrued interest. So what am I supposed to do? For me, my image is important. That I want to appear magnanimous. I want to be known as generous. So I say, Macho Nacho, you're poor and you cannot make the payments, and so I forgive the debts to you. Okay? You owe me nothing. It's all forgotten. That's all you have to do. Just because people owe you doesn't mean you have to collect. It's up to you. Okay? And so that's how debts are forgiven. It happens a lot more often than you think. For example, bodhisattvas, when they help you, and when Master Shuno helps you, you owe him a debt. But will he ever collect? I can tell you this right now. Never. He will never collect. Because he's different. He does it in order to help us. Okay? But he never intends on collecting. So that's why you missed the boat, man. I mean, you should have come to him earlier. Now he's dead. He says, I'm out of here. Okay? Yeah. Unless you go to his disciple who says, when you take refuge with Master Shenhua still. So I go and say, I'm still your disciple, Master Shenhua. Give me some more, give me some more. Never mind about these people. Just give me Master Shenhua. I would do that immediately, if that were the case. I asked him directly, I'm your disciple, you know. Give me some more. Forget about these people, these losers, like on my level. We're all losers, okay? That's what you do. Bodhisattvas never collect. Never, ever. How is that? How does that work? Is the follow-up question, if anyone cares to ask me. Anyone? See, there's some questions I have to ask myself. Otherwise, you guys are still groping with the special Catholics. You say, oh, really? I can get free stuff from the Bodhisattvas? Yeah, you Catholics better believe it. Bodhisattva helps Catholics too. So how does that work? How come that they never collect? How is it possible? I'm testing your faith and your level of understanding. Yes, you too.
Question from Din Tai. Does the affliction become increasingly worse, or is the ability to bear the affliction greater with more samadhi concentration? Thank you, Master.
Afflictions get lighter. As you get higher, afflictions get lighter, like air. You get up there, the air gets lighter and more rare, and so forth. You see, the affliction is like air. When you get into high elevation, it's fewer and fewer and fewer. It's so cool. Okay? Answer to my question. How? What is the mechanism behind the fact that bodhisattvas never, ever collect? It's not talk. They actually do. They make sure that it happens. It's not talk. It's not an empty promise. Anyone? How? YouTube.
From Samson Lau. If our karmic debt continues to accrue interest with these lower level creditors and we continue to improve, when do these creditors get the opportunity to collect? And then they have two questions actually.
They collect when they can. That's how it is. That's why as long we can skip town, get out of range, they can't collect. And again, see, I explained to you the process. Right now, at your current level, the debt, the karmic debt is pretty heavy for you, okay? It's tough for you to pay it back. But if you get up here, when you improve, you get to a higher level of wealth, of blessings, then let this accrue, who cares? Let this accrue, who cares? Let this accrue. Is it clear? You can live freely and without any fear. You don't care anymore. If they accrue, they accrue. They compound, they compound. It's no big deal to the people up here. Okay, okay? Second question.
Samson Lau asks, also would getting a past creditor plaque or reciting the rebirth mantra and transferring the blessings to past creditors help accelerate our progress and cultivation? Thank you.
Absolutely. What happened is that this is Buddhist wisdom. You hear, you're trying to skip town, okay? What they do is they encircle you day and night. And they do things to make sure that you stick around, okay? You can't blame them because that's what they want. They want payback, okay? So what you do is that, what we do is that we know you surrounded, we're surrounded, okay? And what we do is we pay back, some only, okay? We keep on paying back. And eventually, one of them will relent, and you sneak out. Isn't it clever? Because if you go full frontal attack, it's a lot of resources, very difficult to do. Okay? Okay, so what you do is you pay them back. Okay, you pay back, and next wave come, you pay back. Next wave come, you pay back, pay back. Pretty soon, there will be a time, some point in time, where actually you're able to sneak out and go up. So if you release them, you pay back these people, this wave is gone. Next wave comes, you pay them back, they're gone. Eventually, you're lucky, you get someone who's actually more friendly to you, okay? And maybe nearing the end of what you owe them. So as soon as you owe them, now they say, okay. They open the door and you sneak out. That's how. Hello? You see that? You see, it's very, very clever. That's Chinese technology. Yes, DTT. How come I don't hear anything anymore here? There's no more. Is it on the speaker? Still on. Go ahead, DTT.
Master, I think the Bodhisattva, when they help us, they just like feel like they help themselves, so they don't see any debt to collect.
Why, you sound so selfish. I'm helping you, actually I'm helping myself. Oh God, don't talk like that. And people should be so turned off by your Buddhism. So you do it for yourself, huh? Oh my God, you're making us look so bad. Yes, YouTube.
Question from Robin's Nest. Emitofuo Master, I have a question. I have struggled with depression since childhood, and it runs in my family. Whether spiritual or physical, regardless, is this relative to past karma from prior lifetimes? Or perhaps the demons and ghosts associated with depression have been working on my family for generations now. And
Yes. What else you want? Okay. I'm sure there's a follow-up question. YouTube, go ahead. That's it?
She says addiction is an ongoing issue in my family. And are you?
That's a karmic debt. Addiction is karmic debt. Yes.
Master, are you familiar with the Tibetan Siddha Mara? Mala, how you say it?
No.
Malarata, his master Marpa, using skillful means was cruel to him, forcing him to work tirelessly. Can a bodhisattva use the illusion of debt as a skillful means to teach students?
No. Mirarepa? No. Don't go there. No need to go there. Move on. You too? Why is the sound keeps dropping off and on, off? What's going on here?
Is everybody ready?
Okay, back there. See, you guys, you don't want to hear the sutras and Master Jing Yang teaching. You only want to gossip. That's all you want to see. Go ahead.
Master, in Buddhism, if we don't believe in a soul, how do we reincarnate from one body to the next? What's being transferred?
Consciousness. In Buddhism, what people don't realize is that the moment of conception is when the consciousness arises, your consciousness arises in your mother's womb. At that very moment of arrival, that's life begins. Instantaneously. Okay? And so it's called eighth consciousness. Okay? So what it means is that, let's say right now, you have this eighth consciousness that stores everything you have. You created, okay? Since beginningless time. This is your big hard drive, okay? When you die, this hard drive here is transferred to the next body. That's why it goes with you. You can't, it doesn't get erased. No one can hack it.
Isn't that...
it's unhackable.
Isn't that a Laya consciousness essentially a soul?
The safety technology is just like unbreakable. Okay, no one can hack this hard drive of yours, ever. Forever, no one can hack it. Okay, so you transfer it from this body to the next one. So your consciousness, when you die, your consciousness is the last one to leave. Okay, so it's not the heart. Okay, the medical people define death as the heart stop beating, whatever. For Buddhism, we know, we believe that when your consciousness leaves, that's when you die. And this eventually goes into the next body and carries with it, transfer over the entire hard drive. That's why whatever you do is still there. It doesn't go away. Okay? Don't think that you cheat people, scam people, and you... I look at you, I can tell which your political affiliation right away. Don't think you can, no, you're not like that? No? You're the opposite side?
I'm not Jung.
So don't think we can con people and get away with it. There's not such a thing. As long as you steal from anyone, you owe a karmic debt. It goes with you and accrues interest. This is a law of cause and effect. It's immutable. No one can change it. It's not Buddha's creation. It's just the way the universe works. Okay? So that's why it transfers over. It never gets lost and accrues interest. Yes.
Master, for practical purposes, that sounds, the Alaya consciousness sounds almost like a soul for practical purposes.
It's not a soul. Because the soul, as the way that you folks talk about it, is not the same. For Buddhism, that eighth consciousness, eighth consciousness is actually simply a hard drive, that's all. It stores everything. It's called Alaya consciousness or the store consciousness that goes from body to body, the same one that goes. Let's say when you become a god, it goes up there with you. Same exact drive. Okay? GMT.
들리세요? 네. 보살님들께서 우리를 돕고 그것에 대해서 빚을 지우시지 않는다면 제 질문은 그러면 도와주신 것에 대해서 감사한 마음으로 보답하겠다고 했던 것이 어리석은 중생에서 어리석은 생각이었던 건지를 질문드립니다. 어차피 그냥 공짜였다면. 네.
So Bodhisattva help us, and they don't collect the debt. But we say that we wanna pay. We feel gratitude, and we wanna pay back. So is this thought a stupid thinking?
For you, yeah. Why would you refuse a freebie? I would not. I would say, Bodhisattva, please give me, give me. Would you? The point, the whole point of this, of my telling you is that now you know you should go back and look for Bodhisattva and ask them to give to you because you know it's free. It's free. Always. I mean, the good
제
Bodhisattva.
질문은
Some Bodhisattvas are not that good. Yet.
그러니까 제 질문은 공짜로 도와주신 건데 그걸 몰랐거든요. 지금까지는. 그러니까 도움받은 것에 대해서 빚을 좀 갚자고 했던 노력한 것들이 어리석은 생각이었는지를 제가 질문드린 거거든요.
So I know that it's free. I didn't know that before. So far I made an effort to pay back for their help. So is it stupid thing?
When you pay back, when you want to pay back, when you don't have to, then you have more blessings. Now he owes you.
그럼 갚으려고 노력해 볼게요.
She wants to know all the professional secrets. Yeah, you understand now? You know, you find a Bodhisattva, you take, and you have nothing to worry about. You know? And then when you give them, whatever you give them, whether it's a cup of water, a cup of tea, a toothpick, okay? Now they owe you.
스님 아직 스님 저 할 아니요 더 해야 돼요. 그러니까 저는 마스터 저는 복을 받으려고 한 게 아니라 약간 도움을 받아서 빚을 졌다고 생각해서 약간 빚을 갚는다고 했던 행위였던 거였거든요. 그동안.
I'm not trying to get the blessing. I just want to pay back. So is it the stupid thing to pay back?
To the Bodhisattva?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it's too complicated for me to go into so many decision trees. I need to go in binary tree and go this, go that. If this happens, this is what happens. If that happens, this is going to happen. It's on and on and on. I need an AI, ChatGPT 4.0 to do that. Okay. I'm not fast enough. Okay. But let me simplify it for you. The Bodhisattva, when they help you, they never expect anything back from you. However, if you decide to give back, then let's say if you give something, you get 10,000 back, and you decide that you give regardless, then instead of getting 10,000 back, you get 100,000 because it's voluntary. You want 2 million? Don't ask for 1 million. I give you 100,000. That's it. Thank you. Okay, it's this thing here. It's my fault. Okay.
그러니까 예를 들면 마스터 X씨께 제가 해드린 게 없는데 도와주셨단 말이죠. 그래서 저는 그냥 뭐 복을 지으려고 한 게 아니라 별로 한 것도 없는데 도와주셔서 감사해서 했던 것도 것도 결국에는 그냥 제가 결정할 수 있다는 말씀이신 걸로 제가 이해하면 될까요?
So, for example, I didn't do anything, but Master C helped me a lot. So I felt gratitude. So what I did to her, so I can decide what I can do to him.
Yeah, you can do anything you want to him. Between you and him, I don't need to know. On the other hand, you can ask him, are you a bodhisattva or not? Will you collect? Ask him right now. Master Old Monk, she's asking you, are you a bodhisattva? Will you collect? Let him think about it. Let me go to YouTube and come back to you. Think about it. Be careful, old man. YouTube comment.
2 comments. One from Cordelia. They never thought of it as helping, so the seed wasn't created. And a comment from Diego Alfonso. Emitofuo, Master, because they don't have a self, then there's no one to collect.
Cordelia, even if at your level, even if you said, I don't plan to collect, it's still a debt, okay? You don't know how to not collect. The Bodhisattvas, when they give to you, they know how not to collect. You don't, because you're not a Bodhisattva. I don't care what you think of yourself, but I'm telling you right now, you're far from being a Bodhisattva, so collect. Be careful, folks. She's not a bodhisattva. Okay, Master C, are you a bodhisattva?
Có biết, nhưng mà con làm gì cho ai đó, mình cứ mình làm, mình chia hết cho họ, mình không có cần biết đòi hay trả, cứ có bao nhiêu công đức hồi hướng cho hết. Rồi mình Bồ Tát thì khỏi nói rồi, coi như mình phải xin các ngài giúp. Cũng như Kinh Di Đà đó, chúng ta tụng như lại là 16 phương Phật trong Kinh Di Đà giúp cho hành giả.
Yeah.
Các
Very good.
có đòi ở đâu?
Excellent. Let me translate for him. His answer is no. Okay, any other questions? He's no bodhisattva. Yes.
Master,
6, yes.
I think that the bodhisattvas don't collect the debts because it's a way to help the beings that owns them, to help them in a way of maybe the debt is an obstruction, and that when they liberate, or when they liberate the debt, they are like also liberated, the beings, sorry for my English, from the obstructions. Yeah. So then the beings can get higher levels of cultivations.
You're a good person, but you're not, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so, okay, Nacho. Let's give a Spaniard a chance.
No, this is a question. Sorry,
It's a
Master.
question? No,
Yeah.
I want to answer first. Go ahead, ask.
Okay, thank you, Master. So, for example, if I want to pay the
You
debt,
owe me.
Okay, so if I want to pay the debt to someone, like for example now to you, and I recite the rebirth mantra, who is giving me those blessings to pay you the debt?
Boy, you're a cheapskate, aren't you? You owe me money, I'm going to recite mantra to pay you back. It's so Spanish. No, you can't do that. It's like you owe the bank money on your mortgage. You don't have a mortgage. And you say, can I recite mantra to repay the bank back? What do you think the bank's going to tell you? Forget it, man. Go back to Spain. Okay? Nice try. No, it doesn't work like that. American bank. No. Try a Spanish bank. Right? Okay. As far as Colombia's answer, bodhisattvas, they don't see anyone they're helping. They're not helping, they're doing anything. They're not helping at all. Well, that's from the sutras. Let me ask you, Colombia. Yes, it's on principle. They're not supposed to remember you. But sometimes you're so disgusting. You're just so disgusting. Your hair and your face, your fake suntan. That how can you say I'm helping you, but I don't remember you? It's like image that it's a nightmare. Your face is like a nightmare that you have nightmares about the rest of your life. How can you say you don't remember? Some things are just so despicable. Or, on the other hand, if you hear a song from Taylor, it makes you so happy. How can you say, I'm helping Taylor, but I'm not helping anyone? You got my point? So what's the mechanism for them to really make sure they can't collect you? I'm testing your logic. It's so logical. Or I spend the last hour explaining things to you. It's all built upon one piece of information on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other. That's why what led me to this question. You should be able to answer it based on the information I gave you tonight. Yes?
Emitofuo, so maybe it's because they owe us before, like the Buddha when he created the Sangha world to pay us back.
Okay, so the answer, like to Colombia, says, there's no one I'm helping. I say, when I have a chance to help Taylor, for example, I love to help Taylor, and say, but I will not collect you. I still remember, but I will not collect. You see? So what was your answer again? I was stuck on Taylor.
Yeah, so maybe it's because they already owe us, so it's not like they are giving us something.
No. It's too Spanish. Go back to Spain. Anyone else? Yeah, I thought you were logical. And you're a good programmer, right? You get Amazon in trouble. Sell Amazon. It's based on the principle I gave you. I explained to you. When I do a good deed, okay, a seed, it says, I did a good deed. Okay? Here, in my head, I'm helping you. I'll give you $5 for you to eat. Okay? That's a good deed. One seed is here. Okay? On the other hand, you receive it, a seed is created in your head. Yeah? Is that clear? You take it, the seed is created in your consciousness. It says, I took $5 from that guy. I don't know if he's a bodhisattva or not, but I took it from him. So you have two seeds being created, yes? On the giver, on the receiver. Is that clear? Are you still with me? Okay? So, the question on this side of the equation, how do you make sure the bodhisattva here doesn't ever collect? The seed here has to disappear. Then he can never collect. Logical? I don't know how you guys program it. You can't even solve this simple problem. Hey, programmers, engineers. Boy, are we in trouble in Silicon Valley? You understand? The seats are here. Okay? This person, the receiver, has the seats that I took. That's why in the future, this person is has favorable disposition towards this person because of the seats here. Okay? He says, I don't know why, but I like you. You're so ugly. Your orange face. Your hair is so weird. But I still like you. Because this person here took it from the despicable person. Is that clear? Oh, good person, doesn't matter. This person has the seats. That's why he or she is favorably predisposed towards this person. But this person, he can choose to say, I'm not collecting. So he says, I will erase the seat here. He's capable of doing it. Some bodhisattvas are able to do that. So they erase it. So it's zero here. So it doesn't know you. It doesn't remember anything. That's how we make sure that the bodhisattvas cannot collect. You are safe. Your secret is safe with us. Isn't that nice? Make sense to you? You see? JMT.
Thì con nghĩ Bồ Tát không có đòi nợ mình. Cũng như mặt trời nó rọi cho mình sáng, mình sống, hoặc là mình cây cối nó sống cho mình ăn. Mặt trời đâu có đòi nợ mình đâu. Ánh sáng đâu có đòi phải trả tiền nợ rồi chiếu ánh sáng cho nhân loại đâu. Thì Bồ Tát giúp mình cũng vậy thôi. Giúp cái tâm bát nhã như vậy thì có cần người ta, có người nhã nhân, có ngã phải đòi cái đó.
He agrees. There you go. Okay? Yeah, it's a simple model, but there's a lot more going on, you think. I'm just simplifying for you. There's so many ways that bodhisattvas have to make sure that they don't ever collect from you. Many, many things they do. Okay? I just shared with you one of the things that on your side, you cannot erase the seats. On their side, they can. That's the difference between bodhisattvas and us. We can't erase. The hard drive you take is from life, from body to body and body. You can't mess with it unless you're taught how to. Okay? But bodhisattvas, they can mess with their hard drive. We can't. Bodhisattva can hack into our hard drive, but we can't. Is that clear? So they clear the hard drive. The hard drive is blank. All right? All right. Time is almost up. So thank you all. I think we stopped here a few minutes early because I don't want to have any more questions. Because I know I allow you to ask a question, then we'll be late again. So thank you all for your attendance, and we'll see you next time. So insincere.